You're looking live at the shores of Lake Michigan. A sold-out crowd has jammed this iconic beach for our league championship matches. 2 title showdowns are on the way. Next on CBS. Chicago, Illinois, the central stronghold for volleyball, part of the iconic 40-plus year history here at Oak Street Beach. The league championships here in 2025 are underway. We have men's and women's action for you. Brooklyn taking on Palm Beach on the women's side will kick us off. Then we'll head to the men's side to see LA taking on Palm Beach again. What a season it has been for the teams from Florida. We begin on the women's side, and we could not have a better matchup for you here as our sold-out crowd gets pumped and ready for the upstarts to see if they can defeat the silver medalists from Paris. Lexi Denneberg, Julia Donlin, perhaps a surprise journey all the way to the championships. Kevin Barnett alongside Rich Lamborn, Olympic gold medalist. Cameron Irwin on the sand. Rich, what do you think about the performance of the Blaze in the semis?
Well, in the semis, we dubbed them Team Physical, and that's absolutely what they were, taking it to the #1 team in the league and in all of the world of beach volleyball. This lady right here, Lexi Denneberg, and her partner, Julia Donlin, just absolutely bombing balls from everywhere. They're going to need to keep that going against Palm Beach. A
pair of 23-year-olds who are taking the sand in their first championship match. They're rookies in this league this year, and they came out firing, opening 5-0 on the season. They had a little bit of a struggle in the middle, but they have powered through that with their typical style of volleyball. As Rich mentioned, they will swing all the time. Julia Donlin, partner to Lexi Denneberg, 6'1", originally out of North Carolina, now hailing from Florida. A brand of swing first volleyball. And on the other side, the experienced veterans who, I think when we started this season, we thought we might see them in the championship. Melissa Humana-Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson.
Yeah, absolutely. We know about their exploits in all of the world of beach volleyball. Got off to a little bit of a slow start in the season because they had taken an extended offseason in celebration of their silver medal last year, but they have quickly regained form, and it is no surprise, as you mentioned, to see them here in the championship match.
Melissa Humana-Paredes is second in the league in hitting percentage, .429. Errorless excellence has been her brand. Maddeningly good. She leaves teams hoping that the ball goes down, not confident that it will. And that is because she plays behind the most dominant block in the AVP, regardless of gender. This match record is going to take you out, smile, fling the hair, and win the match.
Yeah, absolutely. She does it with flair. She does it with immense physicality, and it's quite the matchup, isn't it? The physicality of the Brooklyn Blaze offensively, and then her ability to be imposing defensively at the net. It should be something to watch.
Yeah, there is not a bigger vertical in the sand on the women's side besides Brandy Wilkerson. At 5'10", plays like she's 6'5". Our final women's match is our first women's match, a rematch of the very first one of the year before we came to Chicago here as everyone worked their way through the season. For Denneberg and Donlin, it has been a quality journey going through Miami, the hottest team coming into the second half of the year, and then the #1 seed.
Yeah, they really dodged a bullet there in that semifinal match, but that's kind of the name of the game, right? Is take the breaks that you're given and what can you do with them? And they did everything with it to end up here in the championship.
So our women will take the sand first. Our men will be next. Another upset, the #1 seed going down in the semis. Smith and Weber, the most exciting and entertaining team on the men's side. Can't wait to get them back out on the sand against the legendary Phil Dalhauser and his partner Trevor Crabb, who has rapidly become a legend of the game. Right side, Lexi Denneberg gets us underway. Brooklyn taking on Palm Beach on the women's side. First point goes to Wilkerson and the pink-clad Passion.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of tactics Brooklyn employed. Brandy doesn't tend to see a lot of serves, but then that opens up the option game. She finds a way of getting involved, no matter if you serve her or if you don't.
Elwin skips through the tape, nearly finds the sand in front of Donlin, who instead rips it for a kill. Back to the beginning we go. It was May 23rd, the very first women's match in the 2025 championship chase, and it was Palm Beach losing 2-1 in a performance that kind of heralded the start of the Brooklyn Blaze and what they were going to bring to league play in their rookie season.
Love that, Kev. I thought you were going to write us a poem. It was May 23rd. Dusky evening.
Yeah, Brooklyn kind of took it to Palm Beach with their hitting percentages. Both Mel and Brandy were 100 points below their typical output, as Mel and Brandy get a second consecutive side out there.
That's a good defensive touch from Brooklyn, though, early. That's not necessarily a strong suit of their game. They're so dominant offensively that they just kind of need a couple defensive opportunities. It'll be interesting to see if they can generate some of those early against this great Palm Beach team.
Palm Beach went through San Diego yesterday, 15-9, 15-12. 4 blocks from Brandy Wilkerson, who serves here, and 9 digs from her partner. They hit 500 as a combined pair on 25 kills.
Yeah, it was an all-around performance. I don't want to say beating, but it was close.
And we talk about hitting percentage, very similar to baseball batting average. What you're going to do is take the amount of times they put the ball away or a kill as an ace is collected by Brooklyn. Take the number of times you get a kill, minus the number of times you were blocked or hit the ball out of bounds, and divide that by the total number of attempts. So that gives you an efficiency rating, not just a kill percentage, which would be total kills over attempts.
Yeah, that's where it differs from the batting average, right? As we do subtract the mistakes. So that efficiency number is so critical.
Last shot smoothly done to the corner by Melissa Humana Paredes, now 32 years old, 2-time Olympian, originally out of Toronto. Gold medal still on the to-do list for her, a silver alongside Brandy Wilkerson in Paris last year.
Yeah, Mel is a world champion with her former partner, AVP player for a long time, Sarah Pavin.
Now that Brooklyn off balance here. And another big swing. Where did that go? Did it touch?
Yeah, that went right off of Julie Donlin.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Brandy, they're giving you the call.
Suzanne Lowry has the call. Brandy's going to make sure that everyone is clear. That was a block. Point Passion.
Yeah, our up ref Susie had that immediately, and then Brandy just wants confirmation that everyone saw it, I think. She wants a consensus among our officiating crew.
Sold out crowd gets a chance to hit the monster block on that one. A straight down stuff, the hallmark of Brandy Wilkerson. 27 blocks in total coming in. That leads all players in the AVP League.
Yeah, that's something Brooklyn will have to pay a little bit of attention to, right? If the first contact, the pass isn't quite there, typically they can throw up the set a little bit closer to the net and just kind of out-physical their opponents. Not going to be the case with Brandy Wilkerson at the net, so that's a nice response.
Rich, second match of the day for Brooklyn, an emotional comeback effort after losing the first set to the Austin Aces. First match of the day for the Passion. How does that affect this match?
Yeah, well, certainly the wheels are already turning for the Brooklyn Blaze. We always have this debate whether it's better to have, more mileage in the tank or whether it's better to have gotten yourself going earlier in the day. It remains to be seen. I think Palm Beach, after playing such a great top-to-bottom performance yesterday, are in good condition. And being the older of the 4 athletes, don't mind a little extra rest.
Okay, so they're coming in to this morning fresh. Serving deep, you'll see some variety from Brandy Wilkerson. That ball is tapped up over the top. It was 12-15, 20-18, and 15-9 from Donlin and Denneberg. That victory over the #1 seed in the semifinals, taking out the Austin Aces team, TKN, who incidentally had their Olympics come to a close at the hands of the Palm Beach Passion last summer.
Yeah, well, the thing that's not going to be seen in the stat sheet on that semifinal win by Brooklyn is that they dodged a bullet in a missed line shot from Kristen Nuss that would have wrapped the matchup for Austin in straight sets. And so bouncing back from that, so amazing for their confidence coming into this championship battle.
First set, close action, 6-5. No one able to really get away. Pretty smooth side out again here from Palm Beach. shot there from Donlin. So the signature power that we saw in that semi right now, they're kind of carving up Palm Beach for the first few side outs.
It is interesting, and what it sets up is kind of that ongoing chess match of sorts where teams come into matches with a game plan, and then how quickly can they adjust their tactics if they don't see from the other team what they were expecting.
Denneberg and Donlin, part of that new generation of collegiate beach athletes coming onto the professional scene and having such success. Here's Donlin with a dig. Can she score? Yes, she can. There's a swing, and the crowd loves it.
Yeah, that was a good defensive setup that started that off. She was on that line shot early, expecting it. And then I really love this. Even if you kind of mix it up in your side-out game, always remain aggressive in transition when you have point-scoring opportunities. And Julia does a great job of it there.
Julia Donlin played at USC after an indoor career at UNC. That would be North Carolina. Originally out of Mooresville, North Carolina, where she was Gatorade Player of the Year in volleyball. And can't get that one with the left hand. Donlin got a master's degree in entrepreneurship and innovation from the USC Marshall School of Business. It's all working out for Julia right now.
Would have to agree.
The other side, York University put out talent that has put the Canadian Beach Volleyball Federation on the map. Donlin, pass, backside here on the right. Another big swing and another kill high into the court.
Yeah, when that set goes a little extra high, you can pretty well be sure that Donlin's going to tee off on it.
Championship match, as expected. Close action between the number 2 and the number 4. 7 ties and 3 lead changes takes us to our side change here in Chicago. First championship match of 2 on tap for you here on CBS. Palm Beach and Brooklyn on the women's side. Who will grab a hold of this first set? We'll see when we come back to Oak Street.
The AVP League Championship on CBS Sports is sponsored by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Let the good times cruise. And by StubHub, the official ticketing partner of the AVP.
We have been all over the United States this year for AVP League play. From Florida back to California, a return to Florida up to East Hampton. Crisscrossing the nation, an iconic evening in Central Park, and then into the heart of the country, Austin and Dallas before our Chicago championships. And how appropriate that we finish here in Chicago in the shadow of the skyline. The history runs deep with this game in this city. With more on that, here's Cameron Irwin.
The history has a way of finding itself right here in Chicago with the AVP League. It dates back to 1984 when the AVP began. It has had so many events here, just the second most outside the state of California, and great imagery to match. Whether it's Randy Stoklos becoming a part of the skyline here in Chicago, there have been major points of interest. You got to think back to Karch Karai and what he was able to do back in '99. His 140th career win gave him the all-time lead, of course, with the infamous pink hat flipped up. Or maybe it was Misty and Carrie winning 4 straight from 2019 all the way on. And of course, how about a proposal? Billy Kalinsky and Kelly Larson finding that in 2019, and the A-team picking up 3 straight from 19 to 21. The history just continues to live on here in the Windy City, including the first AVP League Championships this year. Kevin?
And if you're wondering if they're still together, yes, Oak Street Beach 1-0 in terms of marriages. Best to them as they tune in for this championship match in 2025. Kevin Barnett alongside 2008 gold medalist Rich Lamborn. Second half of this set, what determines who wins and goes up 1-0 here in what has been a closely contested event thus far?
Yeah, well, it's consistency, right? Another point scored defensively, right, yeah. And then there's an ace to back it up. And so right now the Brooklyn Blaze doing a much better job at generating those scoring opportunities. Palm Beach really yet to create any besides the block from Brandy early in this first set, and now they'll be forced into a timeout.
Yeah, I don't know how much weight to place on that very first match. It was definitely close. A 15-12, 13-15, 15-13 victory. Brandy had 5 blocks there, but it was the offense which was a precursor to the whole year. Julia Scholes, now Donlin, 15 kills, hit 500.
You can help more.
Lexi Denberg, 17 kills. Listening to Palm Beach.
A little drop and left. This last play was a straight one. She was in the middle. She made a little fake to your line shot, and then she went all the way to the cut. So you can play a little more with Julie. If you see the space, go for it, go behind her, okay? Let's go.
Yeah, so you hear some good insight from Coach Rico there to the Palm Beach Passion, just kind of detailing what happened on that last point that they gave up. Both of them, as a matter of fact, just talking about kind of shoring up the service reception so that they don't give up any more aces, and then kind of giving Melissa some insights into the defensive positioning of the Brooklyn Blaze defender, kind of holding in the middle, running late to the line, pick up that shot. And so make the necessary adjustments, ladies, is kind of the edict.
Coach playing a role there for the Passion on the Blaze side. No coach in the box. Lexi Denberg and Julia Donlin utilizing the husband, Drew Donlin, of Julia, as their warm-up coach. But he said he's not sitting in the box. They've got this.
And he's just an arm handball player. He's got plenty in that shoulder.
Nice little flipper there. Finds the sand on the other side.
That is one that, unfortunately, Coach Rico did not have an answer for in the timeout. That is just an excellent, excellent layout play there from Brooklyn.
A massive point to go to 11-7.
A little 6-1 run there, Kev, from Brooklyn. That is very timely indeed.
Still trying to apply pressure to Jimena Paredes. She'll poke deep to the corner. That's an easy winner, and maybe the start of something. They're looking for a little run here on the Palm Beach Passion side.
Yeah, this is, you know, one of those situations we talk about throughout the league where these sets are shortened, only going to 15, and so down 12-8 now. Time is extremely short if you're Palm Beach.
Denberg and Donlin creeping closer with more than them. Cameron?
this team of Lexi and Julia. 3 seasons at UCLA for Lexi, where she was the primary blocker, now working in this split blocking system. And it really has changed their game, as you see Julia on the defensive side. Just her first year playing full-time defense. When you talked to her about the process of learning defense, she said, well, it's 2 words, fun and frustrating. To go from that full-time blocking position to the backcourt is a true challenge. Another look at this attempt by Julia Donlin, but definitely an area of focus. These two in a different system against the Palm Beach Passion.
Advantages of split blocking, Rich Lamborn. Not a lot of people do it.
Yeah, not a lot of people do it because they don't have the personnel really, but the advantages I would say was it lets you kind of focus on your serving. A lot of times, especially if you have powerful serving, if you're a blocker and you have to serve and run up, it kind of diminishes the effectiveness at times, or can, of that jump serve. And so kind of frees up your mindset at the very least as a server if you can just serve and then hang back and play some defense.
Nothing diminished about that attack from Donlin, getting herself up and out of the sand. She'll stay at the net here, and Denneberg will serve and play defense. You notice that on the other side, Melissa Humana-Paredes always playing defense behind Brandy Wilkerson. She will get the set from Brandy now. Way outside the court. Denneberg missed an opportunity there.
I would think so. A little bit hard from our vantage point to see how close to the pin Melissa was, but it certainly looked like that was Melissa's only option. Here's another look. Maybe not quite as wide as we initially thought, Kev.
In any case, 13-10. Brooklyn continues to carry that advantage, playing to 15. You must win by 2. We could go overtime. We've already seen that today a couple of times. Big collision there at the net, and it's won by Brooklyn. They've won a lot of the small plays, and they are now at a set point here in set 1.
And that is how difficult blocking on the beach is. Brandy is all over this, but you can see there's just the smallest of windows between her arm and the net, and Lexi able to just sneak one underneath, almost double contacting it off her hands.
Brooklyn, chance to close here. It'd be 3 straight set victories on the day, carrying from their final 2 in the semis. Going deep corner, trouble for Mel. Way off the net. Nice dig. Denneberg. Got it. Brooklyn up 1-0.
How about that? I said not necessarily known for their defense, the Brooklyn Blaze, but they put on a display in that opening set, Kev. It was defense all over the place for Brooklyn.
Blaze kept the fire stoked between the semis and the finals. They lead set 2 on the way. For the first time ever, the MTV Video Music Awards are on CBS. Don't miss the live TV event of the year. CBS presents the MTV Video Music Awards live in 1 week on CBS and Paramount+. All the fun inside AVP Stadium here in Oak Street Beach. The fans getting pumped in this sold-out crowd, enjoying the championship matches. We are one set into our 2 matches here. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn. Rich, the league has really changed the sport of beach volleyball and brought some special things.
Yeah, it's interesting because now you have a little bit more of a structured format instead of this free-for-all. We don't know how the bracket's going to shake out and who's going to play who. You can prepare for your match. You know exactly who you're going to play. The fans can come and know who's going to play who and when, who's going to play whom and when. We'll have to consult my mom later on the grammar. But it really is kind of a unique structure that we haven't had before in the sport.
Yeah, single match of the day for Palm Beach. They've come out a little bit slow, but only a little bit compared to their opponent here.
Yeah, always the disparity in hitting efficiency is what's important there. Both of those are really good numbers, 692, exceptional, of course, and that big disparity between the Blaze and the Palm Beach Passion is what matters.
Those hitting deltas, you're on it, Rich, there. The Passion for the season are hitting 467. That's their efficiency we talked about earlier. Their opponents, they've limited them to 330, have the Passion. That's part of their regular season 6-2 record as they missed the first side out there. Donlin got one, not the second. Now on the other side for Brooklyn, you look at that same delta, that same spread on the season. They have been hitting just over 400 while giving up 430. They're actually sub on their delta. They have been out hit by their opponents.
Yeah, that's wild. That's a sort of a statistical anomaly, we would say, and sit and scratch our heads as to how that actually shook out.
Well, I think what's been interesting there is that they had that 5-match win streak. They also had a 3-match losing streak before they arrived here in the finals, and they've completely reversed that momentum. They got the number 4 seed, but that was largely on the early season performance that they put in. Tough short serve here in the middle. Nearly had the point immediately. Donlin. They will swing a lot on 2. Dug by Mel, who carves it for a win.
That was a little break out the Ginsu old school infomercial. Knife to the sideline by Melissa. And that was critical there for Palm Beach to not give up real points early.
Back to serve, Brandy Wilkerson, jumper float. She'll throw both at you. Originally out of Lausanne, Switzerland, hailing from Canada. Sneaks the left hand over. Mel can't handle that one. It's another winner for Donlin.
I love the aggressive approach offensively from Brooklyn, but so many of those hits are going kind of right up the middle too, which makes them all the more difficult to dig. You see Brandy big kind of on that line and Melissa sitting in the angle, but our colleague Casey Patterson calls the shot directly to the corner, kind of the JV angle. That's where the defender sets up, so any other angle is better.
Denneberg and Donlin in that split block, but this is where they perform a little bit better. Denneberg behind Donlin, and she's got another one. Into the middle, high off the net, and that's a winner.
Yeah, unfortunately for Melissa, that's a little more of the JV angle territory there. Great scoop by Denneberg and put away. Denneberg, excuse me.
Won 5 of their last 6 sets, and this was after they lost a whole bunch of matches in a row, 6 sets straight. High risk, high reward. That one tight to the net. Another dig from Denneberg. Will it be another point? And yes, it will. 2-point advantage, Brooklyn.
And they are just supremely confident with everything they're putting up offensively right now. Getting digs, putting a lot of pressure on Palm Beach and specifically on Melissa Humana Paredes. She's received, I think, every serve except the opening serve of the match, Kev.
Huge stakes here in Chicago. Obviously, the league titles, the pairs championships for the women, and we'll have the men coming up next. But also qualification for the league 2026. Any team that got into the finals, so both these clubs here are headed to the 2026 league. Everyone else about to qualify their way in as the Passion missed that one. off an option that we haven't seen a lot of yet from the Passion.
Yeah, I like that choice from Palm Beach. It's absolutely the right choice. If you're Brandy, you got to find a way to get yourself involved in the offense, but the mistake just kind of compounds their problems.
It is 4-2 early here in set number 2.
So timeout called early on by Palm Beach. They're kind of feeling like they're on the ropes.
Side out first, okay? Calm. For you, second ball, block 2. Lexi here on your line. This one was the good one, was the right one. Deep shot cross. Mel, she's playing with you on defense. No matter what Julie is doing, Julie is straight in front of you. If you see the space cross, go after it.
All right, well, we have a break in the action. Let's check in with Cameron Irwin with more on Palm Beach.
Yeah, you got a chance to see the Palm Beach Passion in their huddle, and I actually caught up with them. They feel like there's still so much to come in terms of their partnership. You think back to what they were able to do in Paris, picking up that silver medal, but they felt like they were still very fresh in their partnership. A couple areas of focus for each one of them. Melissa, it's more about the read defense. She wants to go a little bit more with her gut feeling as she continues to progress throughout her career. And for Brandy, her focus has been about those quick reaction plays up at the net, and also being able to pull off the net to be more of a defensive threat in the backcourt. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to come away with here in this second set, trying to find that defense against this Brooklyn team. Kevin?
Thanks, Cam. Rich, in a world filled with divorces and marriages, the sport of beach volleyball and those partnerships, this partnership has stayed together now for a third season. On the men's side, we're going to see Logan Weber and Hagen Smith, who have been together for a while now, as that is blocked by the first-year partnership of Donlin and Denneberg to extend their lead.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a whole deep dive into how these partnerships come together and why they break up and so forth, but a little bit of an element of that is in this country, especially because of the NCAA and how much that's growing the game. There are so many options out there. So at the first hint of a partnership not going well, sometimes people head for the hills, look for greener pastures. But for Canada, these are the best options they have. They're great options, but there's not this plethora of other places that Mel or Brandy could go. So it really forces them to work together as a unit and make the best out of this partnership. And obviously they've done that, continue to do that.
Yeah, these women are locked in, ending the 5-0 run there in terms of their long-term partnership together. They are true stars and pride of Canada on sponsors, billboards, getting a whole ton of notoriety up there north of the border. And Canadian volleyball is the beneficiary. That one jousted at the net. Defense back for Brooklyn. Donlin there. Chance to swing for it. Yes!
That is an unbelievable play. It looked like a net fault might have been missed in the middle of that rally, but kind of earmarked that one. That looked like Palm Beach was poised to get a little momentum going. That chase from Julia Donlin, phenomenal to get that up to the net. Oh, maybe it was the ball right off the top of the tape.
Well, they are aggressive, even 3 and 4 feet off of the net.
To me, that's a big difference between the two teams right now. Is Palm Beach are a little bit more passive, I feel like.
And Brooklyn swinging for the fences. Home run hitters can't quite come up with another opportunity there. Will it be what Palm Beach needs? They need some sort of roll, maybe a 4-point run here. Just mentally, forget the score.
Yeah, they need a little Melissa scoop and deliver or Brandy stuff like they had early in set 1. Yeah, that's a little bit of a miss-hit being your friend right there. Paintbrush going off the canvas of Donlin.
Donlin, good footwork, backs up. Powerful move to the net once again.
Yeah, she's really
Donlin, 11 kills.
Yeah, it's such a nice job of varying her offense as well. We saw a lot of the soft shots early, going back to the whip now. She is just feeling it.
And they have all but eliminated Brandy Wilkerson from this match offensively. Just 6 attempts, 3 kills, hitting 167. A couple of errors there, so they are playing 2-on-1 at the moment. Expect this ball to go to Mel once again. Cross court. That it does. Another tough pass, way off the net. And that's long. 8-4 side change. So a little reprieve here for the Palm Beach Passion, who find themselves up against the rope of the ring here in Chicago. Will it be Brooklyn closing it out, hoisting the trophy? or will Palm Beach rally? And we go 3 once again for the 3rd time in 3 matches on the day. We'll be back to Chicago after this. The arrivals have been a thing from Palm Beach to the Hamptons to Labor Day weekend. It's been fun to see the fashion and the personality of all of our AVP League players captured in each of these iconic locations, including our downtown spot here in Chicago. Courtside seats have been a pleasure all year long for fans of this game. Access like you don't get in so many other professional sports, a chance to see the best right up close. And this Brooklyn Blaze team, Rich Lamborn, is up close to a championship here. They are a half a set away.
They absolutely are. I mean, they are firing on all cylinders. They are putting immense, relentless pressure on the Palm Beach Passion, one of the world's top teams.
They have all but destroyed the offensive output of the Palm Beach Passion, especially in the second set, hitting .083 in this second set. They have 4 kills but 3 errors due to the Palm Beach Passion in this set. How do they turn that around right now? Time is almost gone.
It really is, yeah. I think, as sort of cliche as it sounds, you've got to control that first contact.
That has been a problem.
Yeah, being, getting a little bit lost maybe in the stat sheet is the service pressure of the Brooklyn Blaze. They have these driving flat float serves that tend to kind of die at the feet of their opponents, and they are making it very difficult. Wow.
Another dig from Brooklyn out of the timeout, and another point. The sold-out crowd on their feet for the red and blue.
There's also this notion, Kevin, that sometimes it's just your day. You throw out the lefty, one arm, and it just scoops perfectly for your big partner to go up and shove Brandy through on the joust and get the winner.
Cameron's been following along with Brooklyn.
That last point is so indicative of what they talked about in that last timeout, and I loved what Julia Donlin had to say. She looked at her partner and simply said, "Foot's on the gas pedal, but expect adversity in this moment." There were few tactical conversations taking place, but the one they did mention was watching the option play of Brandy Wilkerson. We really haven't seen it come to life, but maybe that's how they start to find some offense. Kevin?
Yeah, they're going to find their footing here shortly. Do something different if you're wearing pink in this championship match.
But it needs to be a two-tiered attack if you're Palm Beach, right? Not only do you need to find your footing offensively, but you've got to find some points defensively or you're going to run out of time.
Brooklyn, another solid pass. Too tight on that set. And that will allow Brandy to feast.
6 within 9.
That ball gets tight to the cable. Advantage Wilkerson every time.
Absolutely. Such a disciplined blocker, and then she can just go up, and as soon as that ball breaks the plane of the net, it is fair game for her to go get it, and that's exactly what she did.
The highest flyer in the league, Brandy Wilkerson. Rare bad pass here for Brooklyn. They'll try and compensate, and there they have it. Well, they're in a great position here to decide their way out. Now into double digits in the second set, leading 1-0 on the strength of that 15-10 first set victory.
Yeah, for them, it's just a matter of, you know, not getting sort of caught up in the finish line, right? Staying in the moment, continuing to do what got them here, because everything is working for Brooklyn right now.
They're hitting 7-14 in this second set. And they have Mel off balance in reception. Another bad pass and another point. The wheels have come off Palm Beach.
Yeah, you watch how Julia serves this ball. She kind of jumps from 3 or 4 feet behind the end line, and that serve dies a little bit in front of where the receivers, in this case, Melissa, is lined up. I wonder if that isn't sort of the catalyst of the number of problems that she's able to cause with that serve.
Julia had a lot of success with a jump spin serve early in the year, switched to the float, finding success there, as is Lexi Denneberg at the net.
Kev, one of our good friends, Chris Marlowe, like to say the route is on. And that is what is happening here. Set number 2. Everything working for Brooklyn. The blocking, the defense, the serving, and of course, the physical attack.
Doubled up, and they can feel that championship trophy in their hands. Championship belts last year for our League Cup title here. Individual pairs championships. Our men's to follow this one as that ball is wide. No touch. 13-6. Put it in the fridge.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if you've got the F1, you know what it's called, the hydraulic screw. You're not getting the wheels back on this bus.
Did you want a wrench there? That is a smooth side out there.
So what's the thing that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. That one. Not going to make a difference here, Kev.
The impact wrench is what you were looking for. 13-7. Brooklyn making it their Labor Day weekend. Triumph. On 2. Got it again. Championship point for the Blaze.
Why not put it all on display? The option play, not necessarily a huge part of their side-out game, but when it is your day, it is your day. 7 match points, guys.
No space in the bleachers. Nobody in their seats. For the title. Not this time. Now they just have to side out for it. And in this set, they've sided out over 800% of the time. Here we go.
Championship point number 2, and here we go.
Option. Out of bounds. A little bit of indecision from Lexi Denneberg.
The sweat practice on you, crowd. If you want to, get it going.
Second championship point. Run down by Donlin. Will she swing? Yes, she will. Not yet.
The answer was, of course she will swing, but this is, why you like to build and continue to build those large leads. In case you run into a little hiccup trying to cross the finish line, still 4 opportunities, but they'll think it over.
Yeah, a little bit of extended action now here in Brooklyn, taking the timeout. Fans are allowed to sit between, but they have not. Everyone's still standing here in our AVP Stadium. This Thursday, escape on the ultimate getaway with NCIS, Tony and Ziva. Hunted by hackers and assassins, good thing espionage is their love language. NCIS, Tony and Ziva, streaming this Thursday on Paramount+. So Rich Lamborn, if you're the Brooklyn Blaze, how simple do you keep this next play? We've seen a couple of maybe weirdo plays and on 2 efforts. What do you do if you're the coach? If you were in this box, what would you say?
Yeah, I always talk about the concept of narrowing focus. Let's bring it down to 1 contact at a time. We're just going to make sure we focus on this service reception, whichever way the serve goes. Then we'll worry about setting the ball well. And then whichever one of us gets served, go up and destroy it for the championship.
Yes. Yes.
4th opportunity to close this out. The crowd is back in Brooklyn.
7 Nation Army playing in the background. DJ Ruche knows how to get a championship crowd going. Cam's fired up.
Donlin rolls it for the win. What a Sunday for Denneberg and Donlin, 10-10 champions.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about their semifinal win. It's what you do with the breaks that you are given. They were absolutely given one in set number 2 of their semifinal. They took it, ran with it, found incredible form here in the championship match and come out on top in resounding style.
They are the 2025 AVP League Women's Champions. Denneberg and Donlin getting back to their winning ways, having taken the league by storm to open the season with that first victory, 2-1 over the Palm Beach Passion in their very first league match. Now they cap it with the champagne in a 2-0 domination of our women's championship match.
I thought Champaign, Illinois was just up the road here, Kev.
Down the road.
Down the road.
On the map. Championship point after all the big swings was a quite simple cut shot. Cross court, put it to the silica, and run off. To talk to Cameron Irwin.
Lexi, Julia, congratulations. You take down 2 of the best teams in the world in a single day to walk away with this championship. What does this moment mean to you?
I mean, I can't even put it into words. It's so much fun to play out here, compete in front of this crowd. God is good, and yeah, I'm just thankful that we get to battle on the court together.
Lexi, it's your rookie year with the AVP League, and you walk away with the title. How did this all come to be, and what do you love about facing adversity in this league?
I mean, it's just awesome. Today and yesterday we got to play 3 phenomenal teams. Like, it's always so fun to take the court. Like, I'm honestly honored to be able to step on the court with such just amazing players and humans, and to be alongside Julia. Like, it's just so much fun, and yeah, I'm just so honored, honestly.
Well, and there was a challenge. You had to play in the semifinal today and against a team like TKN. Just how challenging was it to have those back-to-backs?
I mean, the games, there was a quick turnaround, and we kind of knew that this was going to be a battle, and physically, mentally, and so we just tried to focus and take it point by point.
One of the conversations you had in the box was really interesting. You said you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal and expect adversity. What have you come to love about playing in big moments like this?
Yeah, I think you can't let amazing teams catch you by surprise when they go on a run or make really incredible plays. So you kind of have to expect that they're going to play to the level that they're capable of, and then stay patient. And when you have the lead, keep the pressure on the gas.
All right, I don't know if you know this, but because you made the final and you end up with the championship, you guys are on to next year's league. What does that mean, not having to qualify in?
Yeah, those qualifiers were gnarly, and honestly, going into this weekend, I had no idea that that was the case. So I'm stoked about that. Honestly, it's something we found out today.
All right, Chicago, give it up for your champions, the Brooklyn Blaze. Kevin?
They survive a life or death moment in the semis and then roll in the final. Absolute domination from Brooklyn here, hitting 607 against the #2 seed, having already gone through the #1.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly why we play the game. Not what we expected coming into this match, but I don't know that either of us are surprised as well. When teams with the physicality of a Donald Denneberg for the Brooklyn Blaze get on a roll, that is exactly how imposing they can be, and they just took it to the silver medalist from a summer ago.
Big swings and a fun brand of volleyball that has thrilled this sold-out crowd throughout the semis and the finals here on our last day of action. 2025 AVP League play. They pick up where they started with a victory over the Palm Beach Passion and do it 15-10, 15-10. It's time to bring out some championship belts. Pretty special moment for these two young women at just 23 years old. Rich, looks like declaring themselves as one of those potential Olympic representatives in 2028 for the United States.
Well, it is setting up an interesting battle as we talk about how the field gets stronger and stronger, deeper and deeper, particularly on the women's side, and we can only send 2 representatives, even though the Olympics will be in Los Angeles. So firmly putting their names in the hat.
Bobby Corvino and Heath Freeman of the AVP. Bobby on the left-hand side, Heath on the right with those championship belts. Oh, they look even better than last year. And the Brooklyn Blaze should put those on. You got to wear them for 24 hours, according to our guy Casey Patterson. Roam Chicago in those. Congratulations to Lexi Denneberg and Julia Donlin. They are the women's champs. We will look forward to our men's match next.